Hi, ladies. You're one call away from beginning your new life. Today and this week's podcast is about you resetting and restarting. And what better time than right now to do something different, change what you're doing and create new habits or finally take action steps, positive action steps towards creating something that you really want to do. Maybe have been too scared to start in a long time. So, this is what it's about. We're going to get into it. So, welcome, ladies. We've got our one call away from beginning your new life. Here we go. We've got a few slides here to share with you, but what's really important about today is you taking stock, maybe checking into really seeing what's held you back so far and believing in your own potential. Many of us fear our potential, maybe even self sabotage it. Who's done that, ladies? I know I have. And I know many have as well. And we do it subconsciously. We do it in hindsight. We look back and think, wow, what if I had actually achieved that? What if I had actually done that? Or how would I have even made that work? And how would it have impacted everybody else, the kids or my partner or my parents or the people I'm looking after, or even would I have had the courage to have actually delivered on it? So this is your time, ladies, today. When they say, when's a good time to plant a tree? Well, I say today, right now. You can always say we should have planted one 20 years ago, but we didn't. Today is a good time to plant one. And if you did 20 years ago, plant another one today. So why now is the time for change? It's time to step out of your comfort zone and into a new chapter. And you have the power to create the life that you deserve. And this is what's so powerful. We get to control it. And everything we do can move us towards a goal or it can move us further away from a goal. We get to choose every day why we do something and what actions and things that we have control over. We 100% get to make a decision on what our actions are doing and whether they're empowering us and our thinking and or disempowering us and holding us back and putting roadblocks into place. And I was listening to a lady today, and one of our girls that's in our community, and she was giving all the reasons why she couldn't do something, why she couldn't belong in a community or club. And she wasn't able to walk very well, and she she was looking after a nephew that the nephew had a disability, and she had to help him a couple of days a week, and she had lots of reasons. And I thought, you can switch it to how can I make it work and what can I do and what is it that I'm able to do. And maybe you could take the nephew with you, or maybe you could join a club that doesn't have as much walking. And so we can change our thinking to switch it to what can I do versus what I can't do. So this is your time for change, girls. And you have the knowledge, the skills, and the strength to make a change. This is your time to shine and embrace that opportunity and become the best version of yourself. This is 100% your time to be able to go, what is it that I can do? What do I love doing? What am I good at doing? What do I enjoy doing? And how can I give back in what I'm doing as well, which is even more empowering because it's motivating. Giving back and making a difference to others' lives, it's what keeps me up early and gets me up, out of bed and makes me want to be able to drive forward to be able to have a bigger life and a bigger business and be a success because I'm doing it for someone else and impacting somebody else and generations ahead as well. So it's very exciting and very motivating and very liberating when you're looking at what you're doing to help others as well. So identifying the obstacles that are holding you back. What is it? Is it fear? But what is it actually a fear of? Is it a fear of the unknown? Well, I don't know. I just feel fearful. I can't put a name to it. And many of us know we're fearful, but we don't know why we're fearful. So it's natural to feel apprehensive about the future, but courageously step into it. Step into that unknown and just take that step forward. That false expectation appearing real, that acronym for fear, or face everything and rise. I like that one even better. So these are the things that we know when we've gone through some fearful. How many of you were worried about maybe something recently? Maybe it was a family social gathering or get together or Christmas or something that's come up, a wedding you had to go to, and you're fearful going into it. What would people think, or what would they say, or who would be there and what opinions they'd have. And yet you went fearfully and you look back afterwards and you, well, it wasn't as bad as I thought. So you faced it and you went, and it was a lot of false expectations about the fearful situation coming into reality, and it didn't. It wasn't as bad as it was, in the end. So that self-doubt, believing in yourself and your abilities, you're capable of more than you realize. There are things that you do naturally that you just think, well, there's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, me maybe sewing or networking or connecting or looking at spreadsheets or working out numbers or, doing what you do is something that quite often you've learnt or you have some natural skill or ability at, and you think it's not a big deal. But other people look at what you do and they think, oh God, I could never do that. But we'll look at other people and think, wow, I could never drive that machinery, or I could never operate something, like around machinery around the house or tools. Or you might look at somebody that does a beautiful flower arrangement or paint a picture and you think, oh, I could never do that. Yet someone who does it effortlessly and does it naturally. So there's a lot in us that we just do without even really acknowledging and appreciating that it is a skill. It is something that is valuable, and it is something that other people might even want to learn how to do or hear about or appreciate from what we're doing as well. So the past hurts. Heal from those past wounds, ladies, and forgive yourself and others. And it's time to move forward. And, we had one of our coaching calls the other night, and, one of the girls there was really stuck on, where the blame sat in the breakdown of the relationship. And I said, you're giving your ex space in your head rent free. Rent free. You're not charging him for it. So and it's taking up space in your head and your heart that you can't give to something else. And you're either having thoughts and feelings in your head and heart that are either going to disempower you or empower you. And this is where it comes up to, what do you want to do in your life? What do you want to achieve in your life? And going forward, it's so important that you switch out to have empowering beliefs and empowering thoughts and empowering, I guess, just everything that's going on in your head that's empowering you to move forward and drive and live and create and have that life that you deserve as well. So this is what we get to choose every day. Is that thought empowering or disempowering us? Is that feeling moving us towards a goal or moving us further away from a goal? And are we allowing other people to still hold us back? We can blame them for some things at some point. And then at some point after that, we go, you know what? It's actually now up to me. I'm on my own, or I'm free, or I've got nothing really that's holding me back or stopping me from doing what I want to do. Maybe my kids have left home, or they're at an age that they are independent, or I can get care for them, or babysitters, or ways that I can work around it. And what is still holding me back and holding me from stepping forward? And is it me having, would I fail? Would I be embarrassed? Would I be talking to people and they say, well, you gave it a go and good on you, and I still feel like a failure. So these are the things that keep coming back to. It's the belief in ourselves, the core belief in ourselves that we're good enough, that we can give it a go. And if we do fail, it's a learning. I always look at things, they're either a learning or they're an earning. We can either be earning money from it or earning maybe a life lesson from it, or we could be learning from it. So when something goes wrong, I pick it up, I shake it out, I look at it, I look at what I could do different and better next time, and I pack it up and I move forward from there as well. So crafting your vision for the future. It's easy for people to say, think big, think, past the stars and aim for the, moon, and you'll fall back to them. And I just think, just believe in yourself to start with. Believe in yourself that you might not know how to get there, but as you go along, you're going to face roadblocks. They're going to happen. Rocks are going to come rumbling in front of you and obstacles, and people are going to be saying, oh, why would you do that? How do you know how to do that? Are you even qualified to do that? And yet, if you have the belief in what you're doing and the passion that you're making a difference and you're helping others, or you're being about you making a difference that's going to maybe even help your kids or support the next generation, or that you're going to have a life of freedom and choice, that you can actually live a full, healthy life. That's a great example, paying it forward as well, and being a role model mum or role model friend. These are the things that is a belief in yourself that no matter what comes, no matter what happens, I'll get through it. I'll make it work. I'll work it out. I'll ask someone. I'll make sure that no matter what happens, I will find the tools. I'll find the people that can help me to actually progress through it. So don't be afraid to dream big. In fact, be courageous and dream big. Big, big, hairy, audacious goals. Set goals. Define specific, achievable goals that will guide your journey. Little things, action steps, because we can go, it's like a weight goal. Many of us have had a weight goal, whether it's to increase or decrease or to put on muscle mass or whatever that weight goal is, or health goal. And it could be that we want to maybe lose 10 kilos over 10 months. So it's a kilo a month. So we break it back down to, okay, well, that's 0.25 kilos a week. So what is it every day I've got to do towards just making sure I drop it off, or drop off a kilo a week, whatever it is that ends up being your breakdown goal, to actually being a daily one. I'm not going to buy the coffee that I have the cream milk in, and the chocolate, hot chocolate, so there's something you're going to do every day that's going to move you towards your goals. Otherwise, it's moving you away from your goals. So think of everything as it's moving towards. And what is it moving towards? This is a clarity, that the plan that you need to have. Break down your goals into small steps that are easier to manage. And when you've got a small thing that you've got to do every day, it's easier to keep motivated and momentum going as well. Taking that first step, making that call, reaching out is often the hardest, but it's crucial. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Over the years, I've had different things in my life, and it has been fitness goals. I guarantee I show up when I'm paying my personal trainer at the gym and I get there and I have a beautiful session with him and or her at times. And it's certainly been something that I've been motivated, but I've had to call the gym and book a trainer and get organized to get there. And that first call, it's a bit of a slog, even picking up the phone and dialing the number. So these are the things that the first step makes all the difference. And suddenly I've got, I'm booked in it twice a week for the next 6 weeks in some new program, and boom, I'm away. And suddenly I look back and I think, wow, I've just done 6 weeks of 12 sessions, and I've lost 6 kilos and I'm feeling fabulous, and I've met new people. And so what is it that you're going to do that's going to take that first step? And that first step can be super easy, and it can empower you or disempower you. It's moving you towards your goal, or it's moving you away from your goal. So the first step is the most critical. Identifying and acknowledging your fears and self-doubt. It's the first step towards conquering them. Go, you know what? I am fearful of this. I am worried about turning up to the gym in my gym clothes and people looking at me, or going into a new place or space. And what will the personal trainer think of me because I can't lift anything, or I'm so inflexible? And so these self-doubts can actually stop us even turning up on the first day. So what is it that you could be flipping and into an empowering thought? And the empowering thought could be not so much about disempowering, as, I'm feeling sluggish and unfit and I'm inflexible, to I know doing this, it's going to help me and empower me. It's going to make me feel strong and physically fit. And I'm going to feel amazing. And and maybe it's a goal to fit into an outfit or attend an event. And I'm going to show up at this event feeling fabulous and looking amazing in that new red dress I want to buy. So challenge, question their negative thoughts and replace them with empowering affirmations. Years ago, I went and saw he was a chiropractor, but he had done quite a bit of psychiatric work. And he said to me, Sandra, think about some good things. I was out there getting a work on my back, and he goes, I can tell that a lot of your back is built from the issues you've got with your tension and your stress, and your muscle mass is so tight and it's just held in your back. And he said, it's about your head. Your head's causing your back problems. And, there's a really cool book out there called The Body Keeps the Score. And mine certainly was. So he said, what are some really good things about yourself? Give me a list of 3 things that are great about you. And I couldn't think of one. I couldn't think of one thing that was great about me? Nothing. I just burst into tears. And anyway, I had a bit of a drive home that day. There was about an hour and a half back to where I lived. And I drove home and I thought, I can't think of one thing that was good about myself. It's pretty sad, right? So I got home and I got out my pad and I got out my pen and I wrote out all the things that wasn't good about me, that I was fearful and that I was scared and that I was in an unhappy relationship and I wasn't showing up as the best mum I wanted to be. And then I just wrote the opposite of it next to it. I wrote down that I was courageous against I was fearful. And I wrote down that I was an amazing role model mum. So I wrote down the opposite of what I was feeling. And I tore up half the page and tore off the negative feelings that I was actually feeling. And I put the ones I wanted to feel on the side of my desk and next to my laptop and pinned it with a bit of blue tack. And I left it in my original handwriting. I didn't type it up pretty or make it all smart. And it was my home office. And I put it next to my laptop and I just read it every day. I made myself read through. I am courageous. I am beautiful. I am a great mom. I am strong. I am a loving wife. I am a beautiful daughter. Like I wrote down, I just kept saying them over and over and out loud, all these things I'd written down. And it was by doing these 1%ers that made a massive difference to me eventually, but it took time. So question those negative thoughts and replace them with empowering affirmations, even when you don't know how to at this stage. Embrace your imperfections and celebrate your strengths. You are worthy of love and happiness. And, I set an affirmation up that I am enough. And I wrote, I am enough. And I wrote it everywhere. I wrote it on my mirror with a pen, like one of those like whiteboard pens. I wrote it on some masking tape and I stuck it over different things. And I typed it up and I put it in pretty sort of like on an A4 with a nice border. And I printed it out and I put it around my bedroom, where I brush my teeth in the morning, and I laminated it and put in the shower. And I just went, I am enough. I am enough. And I even put it in my sun visor. So as I was driving and stopping at the set of lights, I pulled it down because my negative thoughts were just there all the time. And this was just a way to reinforce. Another one that I loved and I used through this time was, I am whole and complete. I am whole and complete. And I am enough. And these are the things that really, these little things keep you through the days that are so tough and so hard, and help you take those little small steps to get you to the big steps. Finding the right support and resources can be so hard. Our friends are so well-meaning, and our families, but they just don't know what to say. They're like, just get over it. Just get on with it. Just smile and move forward. And, oh, you're down again today. Oh, why are you crying again? And you're just like, well, I don't know why I'm down. I don't know why I'm crying. And you don't even know. So you can't be able to just pick yourself up and flip out of it. So this is why it's so important that we love our family, we love our friends, but you get advice from people that can really move you forward. They can give you the right tools, the right toolkit with the right action steps to really put into place something that's positive, and it's affirmations for you that are going to be delivering some really solid goals, delivering really solid, exciting plans, and be able to help you navigate those pitfalls that come through, because they do. Life happens, right? And things happen to us that we weren't expecting. And we have our goal. We get to the gym and we go there for a couple of days, maybe even a week. And we're a week into our 6 weeks, and I don't know, something happens. We lose our job at work, or we break up with somebody, or the kids have something happen, and it gives us a really good reason to stop going to the gym, right? So we stop going to the gym, and suddenly we haven't been for 3 weeks, and suddenly we feel too bad going back again, and so we just don't go at all. And this is what happens without the right support and guidance and hand-holding along the way to keep you on that bridge, and to make sure that you don't just get a quarter of the way through, you actually complete all the way. Because when we're on our own in the past, we've done that. We've gone the first few steps on our own, but we've got that far on our own, and then we've gone too far or too hard or too scary, or something's happened, and we just step back and we turn around and we go back to a safe place. So Connect. Seek out supportive friends, community, family mentors who can offer real guidance and encouragement, educated in guidance and encouragement. And join communities or groups where you can really connect with the like minded women who understand your journey, who have been where you've been, who have walked where you've walked, and really get who you are and the trauma and the challenges that you've faced as well. And discover resources, workshops, or programs designed to empower women in their growth and hold them accountable and not let them walk back off that bridge backwards and run. Make them walk forward with encouraging words and support and tools and strategies that can really enable them as well. So, developing that plan to turn your dreams into reality, set priorities, decide what's most important, and focus your energy on achieving those goals. What is it? We want to do everything? Do we want to do well? I want to be a size 12, and I want a flash car, and I want a beautiful husband or man, or I want a amazing group of friends, or I want to live in this apartment or house or penthouse. So okay, you've got 20 things right there that you're just rambling off. And I want beautiful relationships with my kids. Or so what is it that's a priority? What is it that you want to work on first? And I always say money's what you have when the wealth is what you have when all your cash is gone. So money is great as a tool, and it's definitely part of the journey, but certainly your wealth is your health first, you first, that oxygen mask coming on you before it goes anywhere else, looking after you, filling your cup, and then giving to everything else, everyone else from the saucer. Once your cup's filled, then you've got clear mind. Then you can actually feed from the saucer, and you can enable those around you, and you can earn extra side hustles and get creative and do what you want and ask for a pay rise and get all these things going in your life that you want, and ask for standards in a relationship and boundaries that are healthy and guided for you going forward. Break it down, divide your goals into smaller manageable steps that you can tackle one at a time. So set a priority, set a timeline, break it into daily steps. You're going to not have that coffee. You're going to save $8 a day. It's like nearly $3,000 a year. So what is it that you're going to do every day that's going to move you and towards your goal as opposed to away from your goal? Stay focused, stay motivated and dedicated to your plan. Celebrate your progress along the way, celebrating every week that you've achieved what you've wanted to achieve every week. Do something that's fun for you and set fun goals to do. I used to do, well, what is it that I really want to do that I never have time for? Well, massage came up there pretty quick. What are the other things? Going out and maybe looking at doing a whale shark or dive, or going out and doing something that's a bit bigger than that. Maybe it's something that I want to do. Go to a local aquarium if you can't get out in the ocean, but certainly going and doing something that's fun. Do a photography course, or what is it that you haven't been doing that you'd love to do because you haven't done it, because you haven't put your cup first. You haven't filled your heart and your soul and your cup as a priority. You've looked after everybody else, and it's your turn now. So that power of commitment and accountability, make a conscious decision to invest in yourself and your future, and it's a powerful step towards achieving your goals. When we go and do a university course or a program, or we go and learn something new, whether it could be years ago when Excel and Windows first came out, I went and did a word suite course. I learned how to do spreadsheets. I learned how to do formulas and things because my accounting background, I thought this is something that obviously could help me. And I went and did a course at the local business center. And I used to teach leadership and training and courses in corporates and organizations. And I went and did a course in change management and change leadership so I could understand why people resist change and why people love change. And so these are the things that find the person that's in the room or out of your room, but not far away, that can help you and guide you to taking your level of knowledge up a step, so that when you are moving and spiraling up instead of down, you're taking with you another look at the world in a different lens. You've got another view of the horizon. When you go up a ladder. You're seeing a better view of the horizon, more of the ocean, more of what's around you. And that's what happens when you take on new knowledge, when you read a new book, or when you listen to a new podcast. You take on one new thing that you're going to look at it through life with that lens and that extra bit of knowledge. So do things consciously, absorb new information consciously, and look at something and say, is this going to move me towards my goals, or is it going to move me further away from my goals? And accountability, find someone you trust to hold you accountable for your actions. It helps keep you on track and motivated. That accountability buddy, I tell you, I turned up to that gym because one, I'd paid for it, and two, because my personal trainer was there at the weights, tapping her fingers, waiting for me to get there. And I didn't want to miss it. So I knew I was being held accountable. So I made sure I showed up and I had done my homework. I'd behaved myself and eaten the foods that they had on the list, and restricted myself from the naughty ones. And these are the things that kept me on my goal to lose my weight as well. And take that first step today. You have the power to shape a life brimming with joy, purpose, and fulfillment. And the time to start is not yesterday and it's not tomorrow. You know it. It's today. There's no excuse, because we can always wait, right? And then we just wait. And then we're where we are right now. We've waited. And we've waited and waited and waited, and we haven't got anywhere. We're just like Pooh Bear sitting there next to the tree waiting for the honey pot, but it just doesn't come because we have to get up and we have to go and get it. So the time to start is now. Don't hold back. Embrace that opportunity to create something extraordinary in your life, and take that first step and reach out. Reach out to Fiona, reach out to myself, reach out to one of our amazing team and connect in and just say, hey, what is it you do? I've got some questions. I want to know more. We've got events running all over Australia, US, and next year it's going to be in Europe and the UK. So find out what we're doing. Check out our website. Look at our success stories and listen to our success stories. There's about 100 videos on our womenontransition.com website. So check it out and get hope. Get the next step and take the next step. And I look forward to meeting you when you take action. You have a beautiful day.